Hey guys, welcome to UA English channel. And as you saw just above, today we are going to talk with you about listening to audiobooks. Let's imagine your childhood. Do you remember your regular evening when you were a small child? What do you used to do? Your parents, your daddy, or your mommy just used to sit on your bed, took a book, and started reading a story. And you just plunged into the world of characters full of interesting things, and you quickly got relaxed. That is a feeling we quickly forgot when we grew older. But today, I will talk why it's so important to listen to audiobooks when you become an adult, and what are benefits of listening to audiobooks. Personally, I try to listen to different audiobooks in English and in Ukrainian because I feel that it has a. So let's start with benefits audiobooks have and why people who are learning a foreign language, it doesn't matter which language you are learning currently, either English or French or Spanish, you have to think about the benefits. What is the first benefit? The first one is improving your pronunciation and fluency. When you listen to an audiobook, you start listening not only to the story, you start listening to the way a speaker is talking in this story. A speaker is trying to say something which you start hoping. That is the tempo, the language, the pronunciation. The second benefit, listening to audiobooks helps you to improve time management. What I mean by saying improving time management, I mean that if you do it on a regular basis, you try to listen to audiobooks just to find some time in your busy schedule for doing this activity. And with time, you start that listening to audiobooks gets a kind of habit which is similar to brushing your teeth, which is similar to cleaning your room, which is similar to having a meal. The third one, listening to audiobooks can help you in your critical thinking skills. You remember, if you start listening to a story, you get involved into analysis, you judge characters, which is your favorite character, you think about antagonist or protagonist, so that's important. What is important in listening to audiobooks in comparison with watching films? When you listen to audio, you improve your focus and your attention span. You don't need any visuals because your brain starts focusing on only audio material. While listening to an audiobook, you need just to pay attention to what the narrator is trying to tell you, or what kind of message the narrator is trying to deliver. One important aspect or one important benefit is improving your. If you listen to an audiobook, you definitely can improve your memory. You try to remember not only the names of characters, locations, or different stuff like that. You try to remember some new words. You try to revise the words you've learned before, or some phrases, some collocations, and try to use in your everyday speaking. Listening helps in comprehension skills. You listen to an audiobook not just to enjoy, you also do that to overcome a challenge which you feel in listening to a native speaker. Probably you know this feeling. When you speak a foreign language, you feel that you know everything, but the moment you start listening to a native speaker, you understand that you know nothing. That is an important point. An audiobook and the process of listening is a kind of bridge which connects you from the level of my speaking to the level speaking with native speaker. Important moment, you also get interested in audiobooks because it's the moment of sharing something new you've learned. You could share this information with your friends on your Facebook page. That's not a moment of boasting about reading much. That is a moment of learning something new and being ready to share with people. And you must understand, you will definitely find people who will be on the same wavelength with you, people who will have similar interests in books or probably in your choices. Of course, the most important aspect, remember we talked with you about sympathy, empathy, and compassion. While you are listening to an audiobook, you develop such things as empathy and compassion because you start feeling the characters, you start feeling the moment, you get involved into the situation, you put yourself on the character's position, and you start analyzing and developing your feelings. So listening is not only about learning. Listening to an audiobook is about feeling. And the last one, but not the least, listening to books helps you in shaping your mental health, your mental hygiene. You know, every day when you have a lot of activities, you are busy with your work, with your kids, with your daily routine, you have a lot of stress. Once you want to get into the room, close the door and shout out. But many people would think that you went crazy. So what to do in this situation? You have to start listening to an audiobook. Because an audiobook is the greatest distractor which takes you in another world, which helps you to refocus your attention. And of course, that's really good for your mind because your mind gets calmer, your mind gets more productive for the next day. I hope my tips which I found in listening to audiobooks were quite practical for you. Listen to the podcast, and remember, listening to the podcast is a kind of listening to an audiobook. If you want to do that more, join us on UA English channel.